Hi, my name is Gideon, and today I'm going to be talking about the Big Ten, the Pac-12, and the SEC joining together to make an alliance or joining together to make one big league. If they made an alliance, this means they would play each other a lot more often. So let's say the Big Ten. Most of their games are against other Big Ten teams, but every year there would be a couple other games which would be not in that league. Normally there would be like 1, 2, or sometimes even 3, depending on the team. Which means if they did do this, they would play each other a lot more often. And they would also probably help out each other more, trying to help be just as popular as the SEC, the Southeast Conference. As if this did happen, again, it would help them to compete, as the SEC has a lot of big teams, including Florida, Georgia, and Alabama. As also what they could do is they could all join together and make one big league. As you would have the Pac-12, Big Ten, and the ACC, the Atlantic Coastal Conference, all joining together into one league with 41 teams among all of them. With all those teams, there would be more than the SEC. Though the SEC might still have more talent, in my opinion, as they have, again, several big teams, like LSU and several other big teams there. As there is a couple big teams in those 3 leagues, including Wisconsin, Ohio State, and Clemson, they're still just not really as good as the other teams, in my opinion. If they do good this year, that might help it to balance out a little bit. But they haven't joined together either just quite yet. You have the ACC commissioner, the Pac-10, the Pac-12 commissioner, and the Big Ten commissioner that have been talking around a lot. There's been a lot of news on ESPN about the 3 leagues joining together. Though the alliance is more likely to happen because there hasn't been much teams leaving their leagues recently. Most of the teams would stay in the same league if they're an alliance, but again, they would probably play each other more often, as the SEC has less teams than all those leagues combined. Though again, I think they still just have more talent. So they might, even if they do join together, get some of those teams, as that new league probably wouldn't get all 41, as that is a lot of teams in a league, and would be the biggest college football league ever. Or instead of taking some teams from whatever that new league, the SEC could also stay, or they could get several new teams from other leagues, as those 4 teams are not all the leagues in college football, as there are several other leagues, including the Sunshine League. With all this stuff going on, college football has been changing recently, as they switched the playoffs this year from 4 teams to 12 teams. Normally what they do is they only have number 1 in the rankings plays number 4. Number 3 plays number 2. And then the winners face off in the national championship. That's what they've done for over 10 years. Now, they decided to make it 12 teams, and the top 4 teams in the rankings will get a bye week, as the big schools would probably get the bye weeks, as this extension of the playoffs makes it more like the NFL's playoffs and also helps small schools make the playoffs, as it is very hard for small schools to make playoffs. Like last year, there were several small schools that went undefeated but just weren't good enough to make the playoffs. This extension, again, will help smaller schools and other good teams that just aren't good enough to make the top 4 make the playoffs. And there's been lots of talk and stuff about college football, as college football season's coming up this year. There's just a lot of things going around on college football, including Texas, Oklahoma leaving to the SEC, those 3 leagues joining together, and the 12-team playoffs. So, college football might be one of those sports that you want to watch this fall, because there's been a lot of changes, as this year things will be different as it has been for the last couple of years. So that is it for today, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.